Report with Sarah.
Thanks a lot, Kamal. We're starting with Latin America, where the latest round of qualifying matches for the 2022 World Cup in Qatar are being held across Asia and South America. The 10 South American sides take to the field amid growing coronavirus cases and civil unrest. Those factors led to Argentina and Colombia being stripped of hosting rights for the upcoming Copa America. Now, the tournament is now set to be held in Brazil, even though it's the worst affected country in the region with COVID-19. Daniel Schweimer joins us now from Buenos Aires. Daniel, let's start with the Copa America, which will start on June 14. Now, there's been plenty of confusion in South American football at the moment over this tournament.
Yeah, that's putting it mildly. Total confusion, whether we're talking Copa America, we're talking domestic competitions, or the World Cup qualifiers. Yes, it was all due to go ahead in Colombia and Argentina. Political and social unrest in Colombia, first of all, and then a surge in cases of COVID-19 infections and deaths in Argentina. That's not to say that Brazil is in a much better state. They have an average of 75,000 new infections every day, but it is the country with the best footballing infrastructure. They, of course, held the World Cup in 2014, the last Copa America tournament, which they won in 2019. So they have the stadiums. And it also must be noted, Sarah, that they have a government, a national government, and a president in Jair Bolsonaro, who doesn't seem to think that COVID-19 is such a big deal and football should go ahead anyway. So all of that really plays into this decision at the last minute, just days before the tournament is due to start, to play it in Brazil. So it will go ahead, it seems, although there's plenty of opposition in Brazil itself, among the players as well, about going ahead with the football. There have been demonstrations. It will go ahead in empty stadiums, but yeah, not everybody's happy with that.
Yeah, as you said, there's been a lot of protests. We're looking forward now. We've got Argentina that takes on Chile later on Thursday for the Qatar World Cup qualifier. But what kind of atmosphere can we expect with the COVID-19 measures, if any at all?
Well, yeah, really not much. It's not being played here in Buenos Aires. It's being played in the distant province of Santiago del Estero. Three of the players in that Argentine selection, including Sergio Aguero, didn't get on the plane this morning to head out to Santiago del Estero because of doubts about their COVID-19 status. Aguero was tested positive and then negative. By the time they'd sorted it out, it was too late for him to get on that plane. Yes, I mean, football is going ahead. The domestic tournaments have all been suspended because of this latest surge. People will be watching it, but an empty stadium. Argentina doing quite well. They're second in the qualifying table after 4 games. But really, yes, not a great deal of excitement, but something to keep us entertained during the lockdown. That's really all that can be said of it for now.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thanks a lot, Daniel Schweimer there in Buenos Aires. The latest update. We'll be speaking to you later on that. Now, the Federation of African Journalists has condemned what it calls attempts by external elements from the United Arab Emirates to manipulate journalists in Africa to campaign against the Qatar 2022 World Cup. Now, the body has called on FIFA and the governing body of African football to investigate and wants those responsible, it says, to be sanctioned. The UAE was one of the Arab countries that imposed a blockade on Qatar in 2017, which came to an end earlier this year. But Qatar will be the first country in the Middle East to stage the World Cup.